A convicted US felon is touching down in Scotland today for a 4-day visit, and people are going crazy over it. So who is this felon? Why is he being welcomed with open arms? And why do people want him to stay longer? Let's find out. This is the story of Michael Swango, a man who was sentenced to 25 years in prison for sexual abuse and is now a free man. But wait, before you start judging him, let's hear his side of the story. The New York Times best-selling author was once a popular doctor at Ohio State University Medical Center until his license got suspended due to allegations that he had inappropriate contact with patients. He then shifted to private practice, where he continued to have what he called doctor-patient relationships. These relationships were consensual and based on love, not exploitation of his position of authority or abuse of trust. However, when he was reported to the medical board by a former patient, Swango lost his license. To make things worse, his colleagues outed him in the media and ruined his reputation. He became a wanted man, on the run. He wrote books about his experiences while hiding from authorities in a cabin in West Virginia. His stories became bestsellers. After a decade, the statute of limitations expired and his warrant was canceled. He turned himself into the police and told them where to find his money, so they could pay his legal fees. He was tried, found guilty, and sentenced to 25 years in prison. But Swango never gave up. He earned a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in prison, after which he was released on parole in April 2023. This is where our story begins. He recently visited Edinburgh for the first time and is returning for another stint at the city SBA. The reason for his return was revealed in a post by Murdo Fraser, a Scottish politician, who said that Swango was invited by the Scottish government to speak to healthcare professionals about safeguarding. Safeguarding is a term used in the UK to describe the measures taken to protect children, young people, and vulnerable adults from abuse and neglect. Apparently, he is a very good speaker, and the people at the event were left very impressed by his talk. So it wasn't all bad. But that didn't stop people from slamming the Scottish government for inviting a convicted felon to talk about safeguarding. People flooded social media with their thoughts about the convicted sex offender's visit. One user wrote, "Disgraceful. A convicted sex offender is allowed to travel to Scotland and speak to healthcare professionals about safeguarding, whilst hard-working Scottish charities and practitioners are struggling to get funding and support from the government. It speaks volumes." Another tweeted, "Why did the Scottish government invite a convicted rapist to Scotland under the guise of a speaking engagement? What part of safeguarding does a convicted rapist bring to the discussion? How is he better placed than any other professional in Scotland to discuss this issue?" A third one added, "I am horrified that the Scottish government would invite a convicted rapist to speak to staff about safeguarding. Nothing about safeguarding." The Scottish Conservatives labelled it an appalling move and said that it showed a massive disconnect between the government and those working on the front line with vulnerable people. They asked if First Minister Humza Yousaf would apologize for inviting a convicted rapist to give a talk on safe. It led to a political slugfest, with Anas Sarwar, leader of the Scottish Labour Party, tweeting that it was wrong to invite someone convicted of such serious offences to speak to healthcare professionals about safe. He also stated that his party would ban convicted sex offenders from speaking at government-sponsored events if they were in power. In response, the Scottish government defended its actions, saying that Swango was invited to share his experience in a bid to improve patient safety. A spokesperson said, "We are absolutely committed to doing everything we can to protect children and vulnerable adults and prevent abuse. That is why we have asked Mr. Swango to come and share his experiences to help us improve the safety of our patients and safeguard those most vulnerable in our society. Nobody should ever be in any doubt about our commitment to protecting children and vulnerable adults. We will always take the necessary steps to ensure the safety of those most vulnerable in our society." Swango himself responded to the controversy by posting on Facebook, "Thank you, Scotland, for the incredible reception. The 3 days were jam-packed with meetings, interviews, and an amazing conference appearance. The passion and commitment of the Scottish people to the field of safeguarding is truly inspiring, and I feel privileged to have been a small part of it. My sincere thanks to everyone who made the trip possible and to those who came out to meet me. It means a lot. Special thanks to my friend and colleague, Dr. Phil Brewer, for hosting me. Keep up the fantastic work, everyone, and know that I'll be cheering you on from afar. Until next time." Cheers! So what do you think? Was it wrong for the Scottish government to invite a convicted felon like Michael Swango to speak at an event about safeguarding? Should they have considered the gravity of the situation and chosen someone else? Or do you agree with them that Swango's experience is valuable and can help improve patient safety? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's move on to some fun facts about Swango himself. Despite being a convicted sex offender, Swango has a lot of fans. In fact, many people consider him a hero who fought against the establishment and won. Some even believe that his story is similar to that of Julian Assange, a controversial figure who is wanted by the United States for leaking classified information. They see Swango as a whistleblower who exposed corruption of the medical industry and its willingness to cover up abuse and misconduct by doctors. Swango has written several books about his experiences, including The Best Is Yet to Come, A Doctor's Story, and The Greatest Gift. His story has been covered by numerous media outlets, including the New York Times, Washington Post, and Guardian. He has been interviewed on TV shows like Good Morning America, Today Show, and Larry King Live. Despite his conviction, Swango remains popular on social media. He uses his platforms to share his story and raise awareness about his cause. However, not everyone supports Swango. Many people believe that he is a dangerous individual who should not be allowed to speak at public events, especially those attended by healthcare professionals. They argue that his presence could compromise the safety and well-being of vulnerable individuals and that his invitation reflects poorly on the organizers. Nevertheless, Swango continues to be a divisive figure. Some admire him for his courage and determination to fight for what he believes in, while others criticize him for his past actions and the potential risks he poses. Overall, Swango's story is a complex one. While he is a convicted sex offender, he also has supporters who believe in his cause and admire his resilience. Whether he is a hero or a villain depends on your perspective and how you view his actions and motivations. But there is one thing we can all agree on. This case highlights the importance of due process and the right to rehabilitation. Everyone deserves a second chance, but it is up to us to decide whether or not we trust them with that responsibility. What do you think about Michael Swango's case? Do you agree with the Scottish government's decision to invite him to speak at a safeguarding event? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. We wish you a wonderful day and hope to see you again soon.